So good morning, class 9th D. So out of 36, only 30 are present in today's class. Sahas Tripathi is present. Sahas Tripathi is in this class now, beta.
Yes, sir.
Okay, who has left the class, beta? Okay, so class 9D. Yeah, I know that. Ishan, don't worry. So today onwards, we are going to start the theory portion. See, until the last class, we have done some revision part of class 8, in which we have covered the if else. Tell me one thing, beta. Anyone is new child in this class? Anyone is new child here? No one. That's great. So, no issue. Then also I will.
Present.
Yes. But that solution I have already posted in the GCR. You can go through that. Okay. Don't worry. Again, we will revise the theory portion. In the theory portion, the first chapter we have already done in the notebook also, but maybe some of you have missed something, so I will explain those things again in short way. Then who is the new one? Suryansh.
Sir, his name is Tanay.
Okay, no problem. So for the new child, again I am going to explain everything in very short way, especially the things which we have already covered. Now the chapter number 1. But that I have already discussed in the last class.
Sir, you gave us the descending order
So
question.
don't worry about that. That we will do it again. But now we are supposed to start the theory portion. That is also very important, because in class 8, we have done very short things which is required for class 8, simple programming. But in class 9th, we are supposed to discuss all those things in very deep way. Then only we can continue the programming in detail, because later on you will face problem in the theory portion in the exam also. So I don't want to create a problem for you and for myself also. No problem. Those who are not present, the new child, maybe he is absent. So I am recording today's class. So I will post the recording so he or she can easily understand the things. So I am going to share my screen, bacho. See, whatever I am going to discuss today in today's class, those things you need to do in the fair notebook. If you have not done, if you have already done, if you have already done in the notebook, no need to be worried. Just recall the things, right? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So now see, the first chapter we have already started. That was your introduction to Java. In this, in the chapter number 1, first of all, we will discuss about the introduction of Java. See, in class 9, the whole focus is on the programming section. But before the programming, we need to focus on the theory portion also of the same. So here we are going to study Java. So now just focus on the introduction. So as you know, the Java is a third generation high level programming language. It is created by Mr. James Gosling and his team in 1991 at Sun Microsystem at USA at AT&T Bell Lab. So here on your screen, I have given things in the short, but we have already written these things in detail, like at USA, at AT&T Bell Lab, and the team of Mr. James Gosling, led by Mr. James Gosling, and the team of which company? Sun Microsystem. And now, this is very important. One mark question you can get in the exam also. Java is initially known as OAuth. Java is also known as Pure Object Oriented Programming Language, and it was initially known as OAuth. This is very important, everybody. Right? Now, come to the features of Java as we have already written. and discussed also. So again, let me revise in short. Now, features of Java. Pardon, beta. Beta, this is given in the chapter number 1. I don't remember the page number, and these things we have already covered in starting when I had already explained these things. So again, I am going to discuss these things in short way, and these things you need to write in your fair notebook. That is why I am recording all these things, so you can copy it from the recording. So features of Java is a pure object-oriented programming language. It is a platform independent. The VORA, open product, security, multi-threaded, multimedia support, lightweight code. Instead of multi-threaded, this is the additional, additional feature we have written here. Instead of that, I think we have written the multimedia oriented internet security, right? So don't worry, this is the additional one. You should know this also. So multi-threaded means the multiple things we can perform in a Java, multiple operations at a time we can execute. That is known as multi-threaded, or you can say the multitasking, right? The object-oriented programming system we have already discussed earlier. Platform independent, VORA, open product, security, multi-threaded, multimedia support, and LWC. These things we have already discussed in the starting. So these things you should know. And now the features of Java. These are the features of Java, whereas the features of OOPS, both are the different. Sometime in an exam you are supposed to, I'm looking the question you are getting the write the features of Java. So in that case you are not supposed to write the features of OOPS, because in that case you will lose your marks. So the features of Java and the features of OOPS, object oriented programming system, both are different. So now the features of OOPS are, there are four types of feature. Four features are available, that is abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and the polymorphism. Where the polymorphism is a poly plus morphism. Abstraction we have already written the definition. Encapsulation also we have written the definition earlier. I hope I have explained these things.
Yes, sir.
Any confusion? So these things must be there in the notebook, and if it is not there, so you will face problem, because in the exam we can ask the definitions, and the definitions of these things, abstraction, encapsulation, and inheritance, already mentioned in the book also. So you can go through the book, right? That's very, very important. Yes, beta.
The please explain the open product.
Okay, no problem. So what is open product? Open product means the Java is available on the internet without paying any cost. That is open product, free of cost. Everybody can easily download from the internet. That is why Java is a open product. Am I clear, Ishan? Somebody was asking. Who was? Athar. Is it clear, beta? Very good. So now, any other feature you want to discuss, beta? Like multimedia, lightweight code, VORA? No. Thank you.
Lightweight code.
So lightweight code, the meaning of lightweight code is, see, yes, it consumes less memory space in comparison of other programming language. That is why Java is lightweight code programming language, right? So any question from this features of OOPS? These things we have already discussed. Even we have posted the recording also. So those who have not done these things in the notebook, they can go through the recording. Okay. Now, and this is for everyone, the next part which we are going to discuss today onwards. So the definition of class. See, basically in the Java, there are two terms which we are going to discuss again and again, and which these terms we are going to use in in class 9th as well as in class 10th also. Number of times you will see these words in your program, like what is class and object. So initially I told you Java is totally based on it's a pure object oriented programming language. So what do you mean by this pure object oriented programming language? Because in this concept, basically in this object oriented programming approach, everything is totally depends on the classes and object. So now we will discuss what is class. So these definitions you need to copy in your notebook, everybody. So what is class? Class is a group of similar objects having some characteristics and behavior. Or one more definition we can discuss. Now see, a class is a template or blueprint for multiple objects with similar features and may be regarded as specification for creating similar objects. Due to this reason, class is also called an object factory that produces multiple objects of the same type. So please try to understand. So basically in short, class is a larger thing. Please let me explain, beta. Class is a larger thing and under this class objects come. So in short we can say class is a group of similar objects. Similar objects having some characteristics. Having some means having same characteristics and behavior. Whereas in other words you can say class is a template or blueprint for multiple objects with similar features as regarded as specification for creating similar objects. So now class is also called an object factory. Why? Because of a class we can create any number of objects. If you want, you can create multiple objects of a particular class. For example, like like our school, like your school, like Jaipuria school. So Jaipuria school you can treat as a class. Under this school, in your school building, there are so many classes we teach, starting from PG to like play group to class 12. So each individual class in Jaipuria school belongs to the object and all the objects belong to the same school, that is your Seth MR Jaipuria school. So in other words, Jaipuria is a larger thing. So under this all the classes are coming. So all the classes, individual class is the example of object which share the common properties. All the classes are coming under one roof, that is your Seth MR Jaipuria school. Now if you are talking about the class 8th C or E or 9th D, so you people are in 9D. So 9D itself is a example of class and under this 9D there are multiple students. So each student is a object of a class 9th D and all the students of class 9D belongs to representing their class, that is 9D. So they are sharing the same properties. They are sitting in a same class like 9D. So all are having the objects. So there are multiple objects. So that is why you can say class is a object factory. Am I clear this?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion? Suryansh? Pardon? Yes, you can copy it later when I will post the recording. Don't forget that. And these things I will see because these things you can be asked in the exam also. What is class? What is object? Now the second thing is, what is object? Objects are the basic units or identifiable entity that has a set of attributes, behavior and state. Means every object has a specific feature or a specific property. For example, like duster. In school, we can say duster is a example of object. Why? Because that duster is used to dust the blackboard or whiteboard. So it has a specific property and it is having the specific state also. Right? Are you getting this or not?
Yes, sir.
Now, come to the next part. Attributes are individual characteristics that differentiate one object from the other. These are very, very important things. Second is, behavior is defined by the set of actions an object can perform. So what is behavior? The behavior actually is, the action which the object takes. That is known as the behavior. And now state. What is state? See, These three terms I have used in a definition of object. So that is why you should know what are these things. These things are very, very important. State is defined by the set of values. So whatever value your object is having, that is a state, and whatever action that particular object can take, that is a behavior, and the individual characteristics that differentiate one object from other. Suppose you are having two objects, and so both objects are having the different properties, they are known as the attributes. Am I clear this?
Yes.
These things you need to mention in your notebook. If it is not there, you are missing something. You will miss your marks in the exam, which you will get, in the form of Google form also. And I will share the recording. Please watch the recording. Note down all these things in your notebook. Now, come to the next part. So we have understood the concept of object and class. Now, please note down this. Once a class has been defined, we can create many objects belonging to that class. That I have already told you. Once a class you have created, so you can create any number of objects. There is no limit. An object belonging to a particular class is known as instance. Means object is also known as the instance of that class, and we can create any number of objects of a particular class. That is why class is also known as object factory. Just remember this point. This is very, very important. And now in Java we are going to start the programming. So we should know how many types of Java programs we can do in Java. So basically there are two types of programs which we can implement in Java. The number one is Java applets, and the second is standalone Java application. The standalone Java application, this we are going to continue in class 9th also. We have done in class 8th also. We will continue in 10th also. So what are the Java applets? Basically, there are two types of program which we can create in Java. Number one is Java applets. Basically, for this type of program, we need to, for execution of Java applets, we need a browser. Maybe the Internet Explorer or the Chrome or any other browser. But generally, we always prefer standalone Java application. For this, for executing standalone Java application, there is no need of any browser. And now we always do in class 8th, 9th, 10th Java application. But we can create Java applets also. And for executing Java applets, we need a browser. Is that clear? So how many types of program we can implement in Java? Two types. One is Java applets and other is standalone Java application, which we have already created in class 8th also, in 9th also. How? That everybody knows. The